Have you ever wondered what it is that truly captivates a man's attention beyond the obvious? We often think it's about looks, charm, or even a sparkling personality. But here's the intriguing part. There's one subtle, often overlooked trait in women that profoundly influences male attraction, something far deeper than surface-level allure. Stick with me because by the end of this segment, you'll start seeing attraction through a new lens, one that taps into the intricate psychology of human connection. Attraction is complex. It's not just about physical features or the way someone dresses or talks. It's about something more elusive, a quality that shapes a woman's entire demeanor and the way men instinctively respond to her presence. Jordan Peterson, a clinical psychologist known for his insightful takes on relationships, points to a trait that many women might not even realize they possess or can cultivate. This trait isn't loud or flashy. It's subtle and quietly magnetic. It's the kind of quality that doesn't shout for attention, but commands it in a way that feels natural and genuine. Imagine walking into a room and instantly sensing someone's presence. Not because they're the loudest or the most colorful, but because there's something about them that draws your eye and holds your attention. That's the effect this trait creates. It's less about what a woman says or does and more about the fundamental energy she projects, the way she carries herself, the confidence rooted in authenticity rather than pretense. Men notice this energy because it signals something deeply meaningful, a woman who is grounded, self-assured, and quietly powerful. Now, you might be thinking, isn't confidence the key here? Confidence is important, no doubt. But confidence alone can sometimes feel superficial or forced if it's not anchored in a deeper quality. What we're talking about goes beyond confidence. It's about a profound psychological presence that influences how men perceive a woman's value and character. It's a kind of competence that comes from within, a seamless blend of self-awareness, strength, and a subtle invitation for connection. This trait shapes a woman's demeanor in ways that men pick up on instinctively. When a woman embodies this quality, her posture, her voice, even her glance carry a message of quiet assurance and inner stability. Men notice when a woman moves through the world with purpose and clarity, when her actions align with her values, and when she demonstrates a consistent sense of self. This is not about perfection or never showing vulnerability. Rather, it's about the authentic expression of who she is, flaws and all, wrapped in a dependable and capable presence. What's fascinating is that men's attraction to this trait is often subconscious. They might not be able to articulate why they feel drawn to a particular woman, but their brains register cues that signal reliability, strength, and emotional maturity. These cues are deeply wired into our evolutionary psychology. After all, attraction is not just about fleeting excitement. It's about recognizing a partner who embodies qualities conducive to a stable, nurturing relationship. And this overlooked trait plays a pivotal role in that recognition. Consider how society often focuses women's attention on external markers of attractiveness, fashion, makeup, and social approval, while undervaluing the internal qualities that truly matter to men on a deeper level. This trait challenges that narrative. It invites women to shift their focus inward, to cultivate a presence rooted in genuine competence and emotional resilience. When a woman embraces this, she naturally radiates an allure that goes beyond looks or charm. It's a magnetic energy that men find irresistibly attractive because it speaks to their deeper needs and desires. This is not about changing who you are to fit a mold. It's about recognizing and nurturing the strengths you already possess but might overlook or undervalue. It's about understanding that attraction flows from a foundation of authenticity and competence, not just surface-level traits. When you embody this, you don't have to try hard to be noticed. Men notice because this trait resonates with something fundamental in their psychology, a need for connection with someone who is reliable, capable, and emotionally balanced. Think about the subtle ways this trait manifests in everyday interactions. It might be the calm confidence with which a woman handles a challenging situation or the clarity in her communication when expressing her thoughts and feelings. Men notice when a woman listens attentively, responds thoughtfully, and navigates social dynamics with grace and intelligence. These are expressions of the trait that, while often understated, create a powerful impression. It's important to stress that this quality isn't about dominating or overshadowing others. It's about presence, being fully there in the moment, owning your space without apology, and inviting genuine connection rather than competition. Men notice when a woman's presence feels safe and engaging, not threatening or defensive. This safe presence draws men in, encouraging them to open up and engage on a deeper level. So what does this mean for you? If you've been focusing mainly on external factors to attract men, it might be time to reconsider what truly holds their attention. This trait offers a pathway to authentic attraction, a way to connect that is rooted in who you are at your core, not just how you appear on the surface. It's an invitation to explore the deeper layers of your personality and presence, and to understand how these layers communicate volumes without uttering a single word. By cultivating this overlooked trait, women can tap into a powerful source of attraction that feels natural and sustainable. It's a quality that grows stronger with self-awareness and experience, becoming a defining feature of how you relate to others and how others perceive you. Men notice when a woman embodies this trait because it signals something essential, a partner who is not only desirable, but dependable and emotionally intelligent. This is not some abstract concept reserved for a select few. It's accessible to every woman willing to look beyond the surface and embrace the deeper dimensions of attraction. When you do, you step into a space where attraction is not about games or superficial tactics, but about genuine connection and mutual respect. And that's where true, lasting attraction begins. So, as we move forward, keep this idea in mind. Attraction is far more nuanced than we often give credit for. And this overlooked trait is a key that unlocks a richer understanding of how men perceive and respond to women. It's not just about being seen. It's about being felt on a psychological level that transcends words and appearances. And when a man senses this, his interest is not just sparked, it's deeply engaged. Now that we've uncovered this subtle yet profound trait that influences male attraction, let's dive deeper into what it really looks like in action. If you think about it, what's one quality that commands respect and genuine admiration more than anything else? It's competence. Yes, competence, the ability to effectively handle challenges, make sound decisions, and take responsibility. This is not just a dry, corporate buzzword. It's a powerful and magnetic quality that men deeply respect and find irresistibly attractive in women. Competence is often misunderstood or undervalued when it comes to attraction. Society tends to pigeonhole women into narrow roles or stereotypes, focusing mainly on appearance or charm while glossing over the real substance beneath. But men are wired to notice competence because it signals reliability, strength, and the capacity to navigate life's complexities. When a woman demonstrates competence, she's essentially showing that she can be counted on, not just in fleeting moments, but consistently over time. And this consistency is incredibly appealing. It's important to clarify that competence is not about perfection. No one is flawless, and men don't expect a woman to be. Rather, competence is about how a woman approaches life's challenges with a sense of responsibility and capability. It's about problem-solving, adaptability, and the confidence to take initiative without hesitation. When a woman embodies this, she projects a kind of quiet assurance that men find magnetic. This isn't about being boastful or controlling. It's about a grounded self-trust that naturally attracts attention. Think of competence like a foundation beneath everything else. It supports emotional maturity, intellectual engagement, and even vulnerability. Men notice when a woman doesn't shy away from difficult situations, but faces them head-on with clarity and resolve. This sends a powerful message. She's someone who can be a partner in the truest sense, a teammate who shares the burdens and joys of life with equal footing. What's fascinating here is how competence often operates beneath the surface in social and relational dynamics. It's communicated through actions more than words. When a woman handles herself with grace under pressure, calmly sorts through problems, and follows through on her commitments, men pick up on these signals almost instinctively. They notice when she is reliable and resilient, traits that suggest a long-term value beyond mere attraction. There's a psychological depth to this as well. Competence signals a level of emotional and intellectual strength that is deeply reassuring. Men aren't just looking for someone who looks good or is fun to be around. They're looking for someone who can stand alongside them through life's unpredictable twists and turns. This means competence is intertwined with trustworthiness and dependability, qualities that form the bedrock of meaningful relationships. It's worth mentioning how rare and refreshing this can be in today's dating landscape. Many interactions are superficial or focused on instant gratification, which can obscure the value of competence. Yet, men instinctively gravitate toward women who demonstrate real capability because it assures them that this person is more than a momentary interest. She's someone who will contribute meaningfully to shared goals and challenges. Competence also empowers women in a profound way. When a woman embraces her ability to handle life's demands, she cultivates a sense of autonomy and self-respect that radiates outward. This isn't about independence as a rejection of connection, but rather about being whole and secure in oneself. Men notice this balance because it creates a dynamic where partnership is about mutual strength rather than neediness or dependence. How does society play in all this? Unfortunately, many cultural narratives diminish women's competence or reduce it to stereotypes. Either the overly aggressive career woman or the overly passive caretaker. These limiting views fail to capture the nuanced reality that competence can coexist with warmth, vulnerability, and emotional richness. Men notice when a woman transcends these stereotypes and presents herself as a complex, capable individual. This is not a call to fit into rigid categories, but an invitation to recognize and cultivate your own competence in a way that feels authentic to you. Competence comes in many forms, whether it's professional skills, emotional intelligence, problem-solving ability, or simply the capacity to manage everyday responsibilities with grace. When you develop these aspects, you naturally elevate your presence in ways that men find deeply attractive. Consider, for example, how a woman's competence influences a man's perception of her long-term value. It's not just about initial chemistry or surface-level attraction. It's about seeing her as a partner who will contribute stability and resilience to a shared life. Men notice when a woman is someone who can handle setbacks without losing her composure, who can communicate clearly and decisively, and who approaches challenges with a solutions-oriented mindset. This is not about trying to impress or prove anything to anyone. It's about embodying a way of being that aligns with your true capabilities and values. Men notice when a woman acts from a place of genuine competence because it creates a sense of safety and admiration. They sense that she is not just capable of navigating her own life, but also capable of contributing meaningfully to a relationship built on mutual respect and shared responsibility. Let's also talk about how competence interacts with confidence. Confidence is not just swagger or bravado. It's rooted in competence. When a woman knows she can handle what life throws at her, her confidence feels authentic and magnetic. Men notice when this confidence is not about dominating others, but about owning one's space and decisions. This kind of confidence invites connection rather than pushing it away. In many ways, competence is the silent language of attraction that men respond to without always realizing it. It communicates readiness, maturity, and the capacity for partnership. When a woman embodies competence, she naturally commands respect and interest. Men notice when she is someone who can be relied upon, who takes initiative, and who approaches life with a balanced mix of strength and humility. So, if you want to cultivate attraction that goes deeper than looks or charm, consider focusing on developing your competence in meaningful ways. This is not about perfection or overachievement, but about embracing your abilities and stepping into your power with authenticity. When you do, you'll find that men notice, and not just in passing, but in a way that fosters genuine connection and lasting attraction. Remember, competence is not just a trait, it's a foundation. It supports everything else that makes you uniquely attractive. Men notice when a woman embodies this because it signals a partner who is reliable, strong, and ready to engage in life's challenges alongside them. This is the kind of attraction that endures, built on substance rather than surface. As we continue exploring this topic, keep in mind that competence is accessible to everyone willing to embrace it. It's a journey of self-awareness, growth, and authentic expression. When you cultivate competence, you don't just enhance your attractiveness. You transform how you relate to yourself and others, opening the door to deeper, more fulfilling connections. Let's take a closer look at how competence intertwines with emotional and intellectual strength, because this is where the trait truly deepens and becomes irresistibly attractive. Competence isn't just about getting things done or ticking boxes on a to-do list. It's a multifaceted quality, deeply rooted in emotional maturity and intellectual engagement, two aspects that men find profoundly appealing on a subconscious level. When a woman demonstrates competence, what men really sense is a balance between strength and vulnerability. This might sound paradoxical, but it's essential. Competence isn't about being invulnerable or unshakable. Rather, it's about having the emotional resilience to face life's difficulties while remaining open and compassionate. Men notice when a woman can stand firmly in her own power, but still allow space for emotional intimacy. This balance signals that she is not only capable, but also relatable and human. Emotional maturity, in this context, means the ability to regulate one's emotions, communicate clearly, and respond thoughtfully, even under stress. When a woman exhibits these qualities, she creates a sense of safety and trust. Men notice when she isn't reactive or defensive, but instead approaches situations with calmness and understanding. This emotional steadiness is a form of competence that resonates deeply because it reassures men that this woman can navigate the complexities of relationships with grace. Intellectual engagement complements this emotional strength. It's not about having all the answers or being the smartest person in the room. Instead, it's about curiosity, the willingness to learn, and the capacity to engage in meaningful conversations. Men notice when a woman listens actively, asks thoughtful questions, and shares her perspectives confidently. This intellectual presence signals that she's not just riding the waves of life passively. She's actively participating and growing. This combination of emotional and intellectual competence creates a powerful dynamic. It reflects a woman's ability to manage her inner world and engage with the outer world effectively. Men find this deeply attractive because it suggests a partner who can handle life's ups and downs without losing her sense of self. She's someone who can offer support and insight, who can challenge and inspire, and who can stand as an equal in both thought and feeling. What's especially compelling is how this balance of strength and vulnerability fosters genuine connection. When a woman is competent and emotionally mature, she invites men to lower their defenses as well. He feels safe opening up, sharing his own struggles and insecurities. This mutual vulnerability doesn't diminish competence. Instead, it enhances it by creating a space where both partners can be authentic and supportive. Men notice when a woman can hold this space, when she can be both strong and compassionate, decisive and empathetic. This is not about being perfect or never showing weakness. On the contrary, it's about embracing imperfection as part of the human experience. Competence shines brightest when it includes the courage to be vulnerable, to admit when things are hard or uncertain, and to seek connection rather than isolation. Consistent actions and problem-solving are key indicators of this trait. Men see competence in how a woman approaches challenges, not just once but repeatedly over time. It's the small, everyday decisions, the calm handling of stress, the thoughtful responses to conflict that reveal her character. This consistency is what builds trust and admiration. Men notice when a woman's behavior aligns with her words and values, signaling integrity and reliability. This emotional and intellectual competence also signals readiness for partnership. Men are wired to seek mates who can contribute to a balanced, supportive relationship. When a woman embodies these qualities, she becomes not just attractive, but desirable as a long-term partner. Men notice when she can engage in reciprocal care, provide thoughtful feedback, and maintain her own boundaries, all essential components of a healthy relationship. It's important to highlight that this competence doesn't require sacrificing softness or warmth. In fact, emotional intelligence enhances these qualities. Men notice when a woman's competence includes kindness, patience, and the ability to nurture. This combination of strength and tenderness creates a magnetic presence that draws men in on multiple levels: intellectual, emotional, and even physical. Consider how this trait influences everyday interactions. When a woman listens deeply and responds with insight, when she manages conflict without escalating it, when she supports others without losing herself, these are all expressions of competence that men find compelling. They notice when a woman navigates social dynamics with tact and authenticity, signaling that she understands both herself and others. This is not about performing or pretending to be someone you're not. True competence is grounded in authenticity. Men notice when a woman's strength and emotional intelligence are genuine because it creates a sense of trust and respect. They sense when her competence is not a facade, but an integrated part of who she is, flaws, strengths, and all. As this quality develops, it transforms how a woman relates to herself and others. She becomes more resilient in the face of adversity and more open to deep connection. Men notice this transformation because it reflects a rare kind of presence, one that is both powerful and inviting. This is the essence of what makes competence so magnetic and enduring. So, when a man is truly interested, he notices these subtle signals of emotional and intellectual competence. It's not always something he can put into words, but it resonates on a fundamental level. This trait speaks to his desire for a partner who is not only attractive, but also capable of building a meaningful, balanced relationship. This is why competence, woven together with emotional maturity and intellectual engagement, stands out as one of the most attractive qualities a woman can embody. It signals that she is ready to face life's complexities with grace and strength, inviting a connection that goes far beyond the surface. Men notice when a woman carries this balance because it reflects a holistic sense of self, one that embraces both power and vulnerability, intellect and emotion. This is not just attractive, it's deeply compelling, fostering a connection that is rich, authentic, and enduring. Now, let's explore how this trait of competence isn't just something you tell people about. It's something you communicate through your behavior and presence. Men pick up on competence largely through nonverbal cues, the subtle language of body and action that speaks volumes without a single word. This is where the power of body language, clear communication, and purposeful behavior comes into play, shaping how a woman's competence is perceived on a subconscious level. When a woman moves through the world with decisive body language, she sends a message of confidence and reliability. Men notice when her posture is upright but relaxed, when her gestures are purposeful rather than fidgety or uncertain. This kind of nonverbal communication signals that she's grounded, self-assured, and comfortable in her own skin. It's a magnetic presence that draws attention not because it's loud or aggressive, but because it's authentic and steady. Clear communication is another critical element. Competence shines through when a woman expresses herself with clarity and intention. Men notice when she speaks thoughtfully, without unnecessary hesitation or ambiguity. This doesn't mean she has to be overly assertive or dominating. Rather, it's about conveying her ideas and feelings in a way that feels direct and genuine. When a woman communicates clearly, it signals that she understands herself and respects others enough to be honest and open. Purposeful actions further reinforce this impression. Competence is demonstrated in how a woman approaches her goals, manages her responsibilities, and interacts with others. Men notice when she takes initiative, follows through on commitments, and approaches life with a proactive mindset. This kind of behavior sends a powerful message. She's not passive or reactive, but an active participant in her own life. It's this proactive stance that men find deeply attractive because it suggests reliability and strength. One of the most compelling aspects of communicating competence is calmness under pressure. Men notice when a woman maintains composure in challenging situations, responding to stress with thoughtful problem-solving rather than panic or avoidance. This calmness is a form of nonverbal competence that reassures men on an emotional level. It signals that she can handle adversity without losing her balance, which is a crucial quality for anyone seeking a stable partnership. This calm and clarity also extend to social interactions. Men notice when a woman listens attentively, responds appropriately, and navigates conversations with a sense of ease and respect. These subtle behaviors reflect emotional intelligence in tandem with competence, creating a holistic impression that is both attractive and trustworthy. It's not just about what she says, but how she says it, and how she makes others feel heard and valued. Authenticity is key in all of this. Competence communicated through behavior must feel genuine. Men notice when a woman's calm confidence and clear communication come from a real place of self-assurance rather than a rehearsed performance. This authenticity fosters trust and deepens attraction because it signals that she is comfortable being herself, flaws and all. Pretentiousness or forced behavior, on the other hand, can quickly erode any positive impression. Think about the subtle ways this plays out in everyday life. Perhaps it's the way a woman calmly resolves a conflict, the thoughtful way she plans her day, or how she confidently shares her opinions without dominating the conversation. Men notice when these actions consistently reflect a competent and grounded presence. They sense that this woman is someone who can be trusted to handle life's practical and emotional demands. There's also an emotional resonance to these nonverbal cues. When a woman's body language, tone of voice, and actions align with competence, men feel a sense of security and admiration. They notice when she's someone who can lead when necessary, who can make decisions that benefit both herself and others, and who carries herself with a quiet strength. This is the kind of presence that invites connection and respect. It's important to remember that communicating competence doesn't mean suppressing vulnerability or emotions. In fact, men notice when a woman balances competence with openness, allowing herself to be genuine without losing that steady, confident demeanor. This balance creates a rich and compelling dynamic that deepens attraction. Competence expressed authentically becomes a bridge to emotional intimacy rather than a barrier. Men notice when a woman's competence is not just an abstract idea, but a lived reality reflected in her behavior and interactions. This congruence between who she is and how she acts is powerful. It tells a story of integrity and self-awareness that resonates on a deep psychological level. When a woman embodies this, she naturally draws men in, not through effort or manipulation, but through the magnetic force of authenticity and capability. This nonverbal language of competence also plays a role in how men perceive a woman's long-term potential as a partner. They notice when a woman's calm decisiveness and clear communication suggest she can handle the complexities of a committed relationship. This perception builds a foundation of trust and respect that goes beyond initial attraction, laying the groundwork for meaningful connection. So, it's not just about what you say or do in isolated moments. It's about cultivating a consistent pattern of behavior that reflects your true competence. Men notice when you're someone who acts with intention, communicates with clarity, and carries yourself with calm assurance. These subtle cues communicate volumes and create a powerful, lasting impression. As you move through your day-to-day interactions, pay attention to how your body language, tone, and actions align with your inner sense of competence. Men notice when these elements are in harmony because it signals authenticity and strength. This alignment invites deeper connection and fosters attraction that feels both natural and profound. In essence, competence expressed through communication and behavior is a silent yet powerful language that men are attuned to. When a woman embodies this, she not only attracts attention, she commands respect and creates the conditions for genuine, lasting connection. This is not about pretending or putting on a show. It's about living authentically and letting your true capabilities shine through every gesture, word, and action. We've talked extensively about competence, how it's a magnetic force rooted in emotional maturity, intellectual engagement, and authentic behavior. But here's where things get truly fascinating. Vulnerability doesn't undermine competence. In fact, when vulnerability complements competence, it creates a powerful emotional connection that men find deeply attractive. This balance between strength and openness is often overlooked, but is absolutely essential for cultivating meaningful relationships. When a woman allows herself to be vulnerable, she reveals her humanity alongside her strength. Men notice when she's willing to share not just her successes, but also her fears, doubts, and imperfections. This openness doesn't signal weakness, quite the opposite. It signals courage and authenticity. Vulnerability invites trust because it shows that she's not hiding behind a facade of perfection, but is willing to be real and accessible. This is a profound way to connect on an emotional level. Men respond to this mix of competence and vulnerability because it creates a safe space for emotional intimacy. When a woman is competent, she provides stability and reliability. When she's vulnerable, she invites closeness and empathy. This combination encourages men to lower their guard and engage emotionally in a way that's genuine and reciprocal. He sees her not just as capable, but as relatable and trustworthy, which builds deeper attachment. This is not about being vulnerable all the time or oversharing indiscriminately. It's about selectively opening up in ways that foster connection and mutual understanding. Men notice when a woman balances this well, that she can stand strong in her competence, yet soften enough to share her inner experiences honestly. This dynamic fosters mutual respect and a partnership where both strength and softness are valued. The interplay between vulnerability and competence also challenges common misconceptions. Society often frames vulnerability as a weakness, especially for women striving to be seen as strong and independent. But true strength includes the ability to be vulnerable, to admit when something is difficult, to ask for support, and to express emotions authentically. Men notice when a woman embraces this balanced approach because it signals emotional intelligence and resilience. Beyond emotional connection, this balance also shapes the quality of partnership. When vulnerability and competence coexist, both partners feel seen and valued for their whole selves. It promotes an environment where challenges are faced together, where support is given and received freely, and where growth is encouraged. Men notice this dynamic because it aligns with their deeper desires for a balanced and fulfilling relationship. This combination also helps to dismantle the false dichotomy between strength and softness. Men notice when a woman embodies both, when she can be decisive and proactive yet compassionate and nurturing. This integrated presence creates a magnetic allure because it reflects a full spectrum of human experience. It's an invitation for connection that honors complexity rather than simplifying it. From a practical standpoint, embracing vulnerability alongside competence means being willing to communicate openly about feelings, needs, and boundaries without fear of judgment. Men notice when a woman expresses herself honestly and respectfully, creating a dialogue that strengthens trust. This openness encourages him to reciprocate, deepening the emotional bond. It's important to recognize that this balance is a process, not a fixed state. Cultivating the courage to be vulnerable while maintaining competence takes self-awareness and practice. Men notice when a woman is actively engaged in this journey because it demonstrates growth and authenticity. This ongoing development enhances attraction by signaling that she is evolving and invested in the relationship. When a woman embraces this overlooked trait, the harmonious blend of competence and vulnerability, she enhances her ability to attract and build meaningful connections. Men notice because this combination addresses their subconscious needs for both stability and intimacy. It's a powerful formula for fostering relationships that are not only passionate, but also grounded in mutual respect and emotional depth. Ultimately, this balance invites women to step into their full humanity. It encourages embracing both the strengths that enable effective action and the vulnerabilities that foster deep connection. Men notice when a woman lives this integration authentically because it creates a presence that is both compelling and comforting. So, as you reflect on this, consider how you might cultivate this balance in your own life. How can you nurture your competence while allowing space for vulnerability? How might this shift your relationships and the way men perceive you? This is not about changing who you are, but about embracing the fullness of your experience to create deeper, more authentic attraction. If you found this insight valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more eye-opening perspectives that empower you to understand yourself and your relationships on a profound level. Remember, attraction is not just about being noticed. It's about being deeply understood and genuinely connected. When you cultivate this overlooked trait, you open the door to relationships that are rich, fulfilling, and truly lasting. If you love the story, like the video and subscribe.